Morning students. Now in today's class, in the explanation of lesson number 13 part 3, the topics which I am going to explain, that is about the types of sound and about the noise and noise pollution. So these are the two major topics about which I will be explaining you in this class. So let's begin with the first topic, that is the types of sound. So the human ears have the ability of detecting a very wide range of frequency of sound, which varies from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. So if anybody asks you what is the range of the frequency of the sound which the human ears can detect or hear, then you can say that the range of the frequency of the sound which the human beings or the human ear can hear, that is it ranges from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. And this range of frequency of sound which the human beings can hear is called as the audible sound. So first of all, you should know that there are two types of sound. One is called as the audible sound and the another one is called as the inaudible sound. So first I will explain you about the audible sound. So audible sound is the sound which has a frequency which the human ears can hear. It is having a frequency between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. So this is the range of the frequency of the sound which the human ears can hear. And this range of frequency of sound which the human ears can hear is called as the audible sound. On the other hand, there is a range of frequency of sound which the human ears could not detect, or we are not able to hear that frequency of sound. So that type of sound which is having such a frequency that our ears cannot hear it, that is called as the inaudible sound. And these inaudible sounds, they are further subdivided into two types, that is the infrasound and the ultrasound. First I will explain you about the infrasound. So infrasound is a type of inaudible sound which has a frequency less than 20 hertz. So the sound which is produced having a frequency less than 20 hertz is called as infrasound. And you all know that we could not hear the sound which is having a frequency less than 20 hertz. So this is what is called as the infrasound. So infrasound is what? If anybody asks you, then you can say that infrasound is a type of inaudible sound which has a frequency less than 20 hertz, and we could not hear this range of frequency of sound which is less than 20 hertz. Then the next type of sound, inaudible sound is the ultrasound. And in this type of sound, the range of the frequency of sound which is generated is above 20,000 hertz. It is more than 20,000 hertz. So the sound which is having a frequency of more than 20,000 hertz is called as ultrasound. So both these type of sounds, inaudible sounds which we could not hear, they are kept in under the category of inaudible sound. So with this we come to the conclusion that audible sound is a type of sound which has the frequency ranging between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, and this type of sound we can hear or our ears can detect. This is called as the audible sound, and inaudible sound is the range of frequency of sound which our ears could not hear or detect. they are called as inaudible sound. And these inaudible sounds, they are further subdivided into two types, that is the infrasound and the ultrasound. And the range of the frequency of the infrasound is what? It is less than 20 hertz, and the range of the frequency of sound of ultrasound is above or more than 20 hertz. And in both these conditions, human beings, they could not hear the sound of these frequencies. That's why they are kept under the category of inaudible sound. Now, after this, students, we come on to the second topic of our class, that is about the noise, and in which I will explain you about the noise and the noise pollution, its sources, what are the harmful effects of noise pollution on the human body, and how we can overcome or control the problem of noise pollution. So first of all, you should understand what is noise. But before coming on to the main topic, I would like to tell you one more thing, that what is the difference between music and noise. So music is the sound which is pleasant to hear, or it is the sound which is having such a frequency that it produces very pleasant effect, or we feel very comfortable and happy. That type of sound is called as music. And the sound which is unpleasant to hear, we don't want to listen the sound of such a high frequency, that is called as the noise. So noise is the sound which is unpleasant to hear, or it is having such a frequency that we become uncomfortable, we don't want to listen, it is unpleasant to hear. And this noise, in severe cases, it becomes very uncomfortable, and it also leads to it becomes physically painful also. So this is the point of difference between the music and the noise. That is, music is the frequency of sound which is pleasant to hear, or music is the sound which is pleasant to hear. We feel comfortable, we feel happy when we listen the sound of such a frequency, and it produces very pleasant effect in our body and as well as on our mind. Whereas noise is what? It is the sound which is unpleasant to hear, which is of very high frequency, and the person starts feeling uncomfortable, and also becomes physically painful to the person who is listening the sound of such a high frequency, which is called as noise. Now, after this, students, I will be explaining you about what is noise pollution. So, noise pollution, the presence of excessive and unwanted sound in the environment, is called as the noise pollution. So, if somebody asks you, define the term noise pollution or what is noise pollution, then you can say the presence of excessive and unwanted sound in the environment is called as the noise pollution. After this, I will tell you some of the sources of noise pollution. So some of the major sources of noise pollution are like the noise which is produced by the road traffic, then by the aircrafts, aeroplanes, train, construction sound, or the noise which is generated at the construction sites where the buildings or other type of things are being constructed. that is there. Then factories are there where various types of big machines are operated there for developing and making manufacturing various types of things which we are using in our day-to-day life in various parts, in various fields of our life. There, these machines which are functioning there, they are producing lot of noise. Or beside this, electronic and electrical equipments. Electronic and electrical equipments are also there, which are very good source of noise pollution. In this comes what? Electrical equipments and electronic devices like your television is there, music system is there, then your computer is there, then mobile phone is there, radio is there. So these are various types of electronic and electrical equipments which can also be the source of noise pollution, or they lead to the problem of noise pollution. Beside this, bursting of the crackers during the Diwali festival or in various other type of religious and cultural ceremonies, people, in order to show their happiness, express their happiness, they used to burn the crackers, and these crackers, when they burst, they lead to cause the problem of noise pollution, because they produce very high frequency sound. Now after this, the next thing which I would like to explain you about the noise pollution, that is, what are the harmful effects of this noise pollution on the body of human beings or on the human health. So first problem that is caused due to the harmful effect of the noise pollution on the body of the human beings, that is, it can lead to anxiety and insomnia, that is the lack of sleep. The person finds difficulty in sleeping. The duration of the sleeping is decreased during this problem, and person has to take various types of medicines in order to undergo the sleeping process. Next harmful effect of noise pollution is that it leads to lack of concentration and the problem of hypertension. Beside this, it also leads to another health problem which is called as high blood pressure. And in severe cases, it can also lead to the temporary and permanent hearing impairment problem. So these are the various harmful effects of noise pollution on the health of the human beings. Now, in the last topic of today's class, I will tell you how we can, or what are the control measures by means of which we can overcome this problem of noise pollution, which is becoming a big problem in the present world. So first thing which we can do in order to control the problem of noise pollution, that is, with the various types of factories and industrial units, they should be set away from the residential area. Means what? It has been suggested that the factories and industries which lead to the problem of noise pollution, they should be set up away from the residential area. Second method by means of which we can control this problem of noise pollution, that is, when we are running or using the electrical or electronic devices like television or radio, then we should run them at low volume. It should not be at a very high volume. We should not use these things for listening very and loud music should not be played. They should be played at low volume, which we can easily hear, and it does not create the problem of noise pollution. Then next is by putting restriction on excessive honking of automobiles. You all know that during the nowadays too much traffic is there. On the road too many vehicles are there, and most of them they are using the horn. So this should be stopped. Only when it is very much necessary, only then the horning of the automobiles or vehicles should be done. Unnecessarily they should not be used, because it leads to the problem of noise pollution. Then one last control measure by means of which we can overcome this problem of noise pollution, that is by running the radios and televisions at low volume. So these are, students, some of the control measures or the methods by means of which we can overcome the problem of noise pollution. I hope you have understood whatever I have explained in this today's class. I would like to advise you that you do the revision of all these things which I have explained you from your book, and your homework for today is that you will learn what about noise pollution, its sources, its harmful effects on the human body, as well as about the various methods by means of which we can overcome or control the problem of noise pollution. Thank you and have a nice day.